Hello, hello, hello. Hello, how are you doing today? Good evening from Lagos, Nigeria. So yesterday we discussed about the rule of 72, which is the rule that helps you to determine the amount of years it takes you to recover back your capital, the amount of years that you need to, that your investment will go through in order for your investment capital to be back. So that's the rule of 72, and I explained about how you can calculate the rule of 72. So today, without wasting much of our time, we are diving straight into today's business, which is how to know a good deal that cash flows. How to know a good deal that cash flows. Yeah, before we start, my name is Belumi Awodia. I help smart people like you to build equity, to build wealth by suggesting and recommending profitable deals that are cash flowing in the market. And my joy is to help you do the same thing, because we've been able to do that for some of our clients. And our joy is to help you to build it. Our joy is to help you to discover that good deal. After discovering it, then we'll fund it. Then after funding it, we increase our equity. So today, let's learn how to know a good deal. How do you know a good deal? Whenever I say a good deal, how do you know a good deal? That's what we are discussing today. So number one way of knowing a good deal is through the rental yield, the annual rent. Number one, rental yield. Yeah. Whenever you find a good deal, the best way you can know if that particular deal is for you, the best way you can predict the future of that deal is by, number one, you need to know is the yield. What is the cash flow that is coming from this property every single year? So for you to discover this rental yield, the first thing that you must know is the formula you use in discovering. Let's say, for example, just recently I got a deal of 180 million naira. A deal of 180 million naira. The property value, property value, 180 million. That's the value of the property. Then the annual rent. Then I asked the agent that got me the deal. He said the annual rent is 2 million. Annual rent for one particular flat is 2 million. So, and in that particular deal that costs 180 million, we have 6 units of 2-bedroom, and each unit rent is 2 million. So 2 times 6, that's 12 million. So annual yield, which is the annual rent, is 12 million. 12 million. 12 million. 12 million naira. So now, what are we looking at getting? We are looking at getting the annual rental yield. And for us to get the annual rental yield, we must know, number one, you must calculate is the value of the property and the yearly yield from that property. So by discovering these two things, you'll be able to know. So now, if we now divide 180 million divided by 12 million, now let's do the math. 180 million. Are you with your calculator? 180 million divided by 12. Divided by 12. 180 million divided by 12 million. That's 15. 180 million divided by 12 million. Sorry, we are dividing the annual rent, which is 12 million divided by property value. The annual rent divided by property value. Annual yield divided by property value. So the property value is 180 million. Let me write it in full. 180 million naira. And the rent of that 6 unit of 2-bedroom is 2 million naira. So we are calculating the total units we have in that particular 2-bedroom. The 2-bedroom is 2 million naira per rent. So 2 million naira in 6 places, that's 12 million naira. And the price of that particular 2-bedroom, 6 units of 2-bedroom apartment. So now we are calculating 12 million divided by 180 million. Are you with your calculator? 12 million divided by 180 million. 12 million. Divided by 180 million. Are you punching your calculator or you are just watching us? That's 0.06. 0.06. Now, after getting your 0.06, you will now multiply this 0.06 by 100. That's 0.06 times 100. What will it give us? 0.06 times 100. That's 6. 0.06 times 100 is 6. 0.06 times 100. That's 6. So this 6 here means that from this property that costs 180 million, 6 units of 2-bedroom, 180 million. Every year we are making 6% of 180 million. And what is 6% of 180 million? 6% of 180 million. 0.06 times 180 million. That's 10.8 million. So 6%. 6% times 180 million. It means we are making 10,800,000 from this deal every single year. That's what this deal will be giving us. Now, let me now teach you this trick. When you find the property of 180 million, you have to negotiate it down. You negotiate it down. From 180 million, you can negotiate it up to 140 million or even 150 million. So now, from 180 million, we are getting 10.8 million naira annually, which is 6% of our property value. So now, this is one thing I want to explain to you. When it comes to knowing a particular property that will cash flow, that will be of huge benefit, the percentage that you must get every year should not be lesser than 5%. It's between 5 to 10%. The percentage you must, after calculating, doing this arithmetics, you must not get anything lesser than 5%, 5 to 10%. Minimum 5%. If you even get more than 10%, you have broken even. You have broken even. So that's that. That's that. And also, okay, now we have already gotten the annual rent, the annual income from this particular property, the annual yield. What we'll be getting is 10.8 million. In the next 10 years, this 10.8 million would have doubled. It would have doubled. It would have doubled. So that's that. Now, for us to know what it will take us, there are numbers of years to take us to recover back our 180 million. We'll follow the rule of 72. Rule of 72 states that Rule of 72 states the amount of years it will take us to recover back our capital, which is yesterday, the way I explained it yesterday, I added some technicalities, some 100 and some stuff. Now I found the simplest way you can use to get the calculation of knowing when the amount of years it will take for your property to for you to get the exact capital that you're using funding that particular project. So we'll just say 72 divided by the annual, 72 divided by 6%. 72 divided by 6. 72 divided by 6. That's what will take us to know. 72 divided by 6. So it means it will take us just 12 years. 72 divided by 6 is 12 years. So in 12 years' time, we'll be able to make back our capital if this rent is constant. And don't forget that rent varies, especially in locations that are booming. Rent will always increase. In fact, even before this 12th year, we would have gotten back our capital, let's say in 7 or 8 years. Because after 5 years, this is possible. This will surely double. It will surely double. Because finding a good deal, of course, you must be looking at a good location. So number one principle you must follow while you are looking for a good deal is this principle of rental yield. Rental yield. So you need to learn how to calculate your rental yield. And for you to calculate your rental yield, you must divide annual yield divided by the property value. The annual yield is the rent. The rent, 12 million. Property value, 180 million. So when you divide these two together, the answer you get, you now multiply it by 100. Then you will now get percentage that your property will be yielding every year. So that's number one. Then number two is cash flow. Ensure that the property has high demand, because any property that is in high demand will surely attract massive cash flow. Properties of high demand are properties that have, that is surrounded by social amenities, everything you need to live a very decent life. That is it. That is the property that cash flows. The property that cash flow ensures that after deducting this 10.8 million that you get every year, you need to deduct the amount it costs you for the management of the house, the other expenses that you are going to incur. It must also come out from this profit. If it doesn't come out from the profit, then it means it's not a good deal. It's not a good deal. Then you look for another deal. And again, ensure that you are buying into a property that is on high demand. And what will make you to know property that is on high demand is nothing but the location. The location is everything, which takes us to number 3. Number 3 is location. Location. If you are following us, please type location if you are following us. So number 3 is location. Number 1 is rental yield. Number 2 is cash flow. Number 2 is cash flow. Number 2, cash flow. Number 3 is location. Location. Focus on high rental demand location. Location that you know that the rental demand is high. Like there's demand for that location. Ask how much is rent in that particular location. And again, try to know the classes of people that live around that area. This will also help you. This will help you. This will influence the value of your property. So take location as a very important factor you must consider while investing in real estate, while looking for the good deal. Then number 4 is tenancy quality. Tenancy quality. Tenancy quality. Before accepting any tenant, ensure that you verify that tenant very well. You do your due diligence about the tenant. You ensure that it is not a tenant that will come into your house and then start smoking, and then the whole house gets burnt based on lack of discipline and lack of care for your property. So ensure that you are not accepting a tenant that is a smoker. Ensure that you put the right things in your house that will attract people that have money, quality people to your property. So the quality of tenants is also very important while finding a good deal. I'm talking about deals that are already tenanted. So that's that. Ensure that you are getting a tenant that will definitely pay his rent. You have to check him very well. So you ensure that him or her very well. You ensure that you know his job, you know what he does for a living. If possible, request for his bank statement. request for his bank statement so you can know if this one is not a broke tenant that will be owing you. Try if possible get his get some referees. Try to understand where he was coming from. Ask him about why did he live where he was staying. Just do some due diligence. Let me just stop there. This we go deeper when we have one-on-one section. We go deeper into all these things. These are things that we have helped our client with. So number 5 is market trend. Number 5, market trend. Market trend. So market trend is very important. You have to research local markets to understand price trends. You have to know the trends of price in a particular location. You have to know how far prices of rent has increased in a particular location before you even think about that location. So these things will help you. You have to have a good knowledge of the market so that you ensure that you are making a sound decision. So you ensure you are making a sound decision. Do you get it? You ensure that you are not making a decision that will not cost you so much. You ensure that you are putting your money in the right property that will definitely generate the profits that you desire. Know the average cost of rent, know the vacancy rate in that particular location. Ensure that the property can command rent that aligns or exceeds market averages. So you have to put all these things in place. I believe with these 3 points, this is where we'll be stopping for today. Okay, market yield. Number 1 is rental yield. Number 2 is cash flow. Number 3 is location. Number 4 is tenancy quality. Number 5 is market trend. Market trend. So if you can put all these things in place, you'll be able to find a good deal. And don't forget, even if you not pick anything from this call, ensure that you pick how to calculate a rental yield of a property. And also take note that if the rental, at the end of your calculation, if the rental yield is not between 5% to 10%, then it is a bad deal. On our analysis here, we're able to get 6% on this particular property. And we can even get more than 6% if we negotiate this 180 million very well. When they give you a price of a property, you have to renegotiate. So that by the time you calculate your rental yield, that is the amount you'll be getting every year from that property, you will definitely be in good profit. So don't buy property based on emotion. Don't just buy property because someone is advising you to buy. No, don't buy property anyhow. So you have to understand all these things. You have to understand. To everyone that are looking at creating wealth, you must understand these principles. This principle is the principle of 1%. 1% are not investing because they just want to invest. No, they are investing because of the profit they will get, because of what that investment will do for them, because cash flow helps them to control their economy. So without cash flow, they can't control their economy. So for you to control your economy, you must understand how to know a good deal that cash flows. It is a good deal that cash flows that will fund your dream. It is a good deal that cash flows that will pay your vacations. It is a good deal that cash flow that will help you to impact your world. Without cash flow, I don't think if you can experience life. You can't experience life. And for you to experience life, you must have money. You must have money. I believe with these 3 points of mine, I've been able to explain how you can know a good deal. Today is part 1, so tomorrow we'll continue with part 2. We have 8 strategies you can know a good deal, and we have successfully listed 5 out of 8. Out of these 5, please take this number 1 very, very, very important. First thing you must do while looking for a good deal. First thing, let me summarize it again for the sake of those joining us. For you to understand the rental yield, annual yield 12 million. I make an example of a property that I got for 180 million presently. So the property is 180 million and the rent on that property is 12 million. That's all the unit of that apartment, 12 million. So for us to now get the yield, we have to calculate 12 million divided by 180 million. which gives us 0.06. 0.06 multiplied by 100 gives us 6%. So 6% of 180 million. So now I explained that one of the rule of thumb in this rental yield is your rental yield must not exceed it must not go beyond 5% to it must not be lesser than 5%. It can be greater than 10%, but must not be lesser than 5%. So by understanding these principles, you'll be able to know how to discover a good deal that cash flows. Thank you very much for listening. Yeah, that's the end for our call for today. My offer for you, there is a deal at the moment that we are looking at getting investors to fund. This deal costs 180 million naira. That is the particular value of the property. But if you are interested, we can meet the owner of the property and we can renegotiate the deal from 180 million to, let's say, 150 million. After renegotiating to 150 million, and we do this our arithmetics, we'll be getting a total of 8%. 8% of 180 million every single year. Now, what is 8% of 180 million? Let's do the math. 180 million times 8% is 0.08. That's we are getting 14.4 million. 14.4 million. 14.4 million. That's what we are getting. And 14.4 million compared to 10.8 million, if you have to get the property for 180 million, you can see that 14.4 million is powerful. 14.4 M. That's 8%. So if you're interested in this deal, and this 14.4 million, now let's now calculate the numbers of years it will take us to recover back the 150 million if we are to renegotiate the property to 150 million. So we'll be applying the rule of 72. 72 divided by 8. It means it will take us just 9 years to recover back our capital. 9 years. And due to the fact that we follow the rules of good location, cash flow, that is, there's high demand of, for that property in that particular location. Due to the fact that we are following that principle, it will not take us this 9 years to recover back our 150 million. If we are to use 150 million to buy the property, it can just take us 6 or 7 years. So this shows that this is a good deal. So if you are interested in this deal, send us a DM. Deal is going for 180 million, but we can renegotiate to 150 million. Every single year you are making 12 million. 12 million. 12 million. It's a 6-unit of 2-bedroom apartment right here in it's on the island. So if you're interested, send a DM, call us on 081 011 56057, or you send deal to contact@propertyevangelist.com. Deal, send the message deal with your phone number, contact@propertyevangelist.com, or you message us on WhatsApp so that our team can pick it from there. Thank you. WhatsApp 081 011 56057. See you tomorrow while we discuss about the part 2 section.